All right, today we're tackling a massive question for anyone building with AI. Why do some projects just get stuck in that prototype phase forever, while others actually make it out and scale? Well, the answer, it turns out, is something called the agent maturity model.
So let's dive right in. If you're a founder, if you're a developer, you have definitely asked yourself this. You're hunting for that one right way, that silver bullet methodology to build a great AI product.
Here's the thing, though. That's completely the wrong question to be asking. The answer isn't some single static methodology. No, it's something way more dynamic.
It's actually an evolutionary process. See, the agent maturity model shows us that building AI isn't a single event. It's a journey through different stages, and each stage has its own rules, its own tools, and its own purpose.
And this model really breaks down into two main stages. First, you've got incubation, where you're using what we call general agents. Then you evolve into the second stage, specialization, where you're building custom agents. And that arrow right there is key. It shows this is a progression, not a choice you make on day one.
I love this quote because it just nails the concept. Think about it like biological evolution. You don't just engineer a cheetah from scratch, right? No way. You start by incubating possibilities, and then you evolve towards specialization. That is the core idea we're talking about.
Okay, so let's dig into stage one, the incubator. This is the messy, creative beginning. This is where you figure out what the heck you're even trying to build.
And the star of the show in the incubator is the general agent. Now, when we say agent, what do we mean? Just think of it as an AI that doesn't just understand your goal, but can actually make a plan and take steps to get there. And a general agent? Well, it's this incredibly versatile system designed to tackle pretty much any task you throw at it. It's optimized for one thing and one thing only: exploration and discovery.
And this is really important. The whole point of this stage isn't to build your final polished product. Not at all. The goal is to explore the problem, to discover all those hidden requirements you had no idea about, and just to test ideas super fast.
This completely flips your role on its head. You stop being a micromanager, telling the AI every single little thing to do. Instead, you become the director. You're not saying, hey, write the code for this submit button. You're saying, build me a contact form, and then you guide the agent as it figures out the plan and gets it done.
And here's the big takeaway for this stage. The real output of the incubator, it's not just a bunch of code. It's what we call crystallized understanding. It's that moment where you finally get the problem, you see all the tricky edge cases, and you know what the solution should actually look like. And that understanding is basically the DNA for what comes next.
So let's talk about what comes next. How does that DNA evolve? We're moving into stage 2, the specialist. And here, the game completely changes from discovery to production-grade reliability.
Now, a custom agent is pretty much the polar opposite of a general agent. It's not designed to do everything. It's purpose-built for one specific workflow. It's all about being reliable, being fast, and having governance, which just means it follows strict rules. These are the things that are non-negotiable when you're live with real users.
Yeah, its purpose is crystal clear. It has to deliver the same result every single time, it has to do it quickly, and it has to stay within the lines. See, when you've got thousands of people using your app, you need predictability, not a creative genius that might go off script.
So, your role, it shifts again. You're not the director anymore, exploring new frontiers. Now, you're the builder. You're an engineer. You're setting those hard limits, optimizing every piece and shipping a rock-solid product.
Okay, so we have these two very different stages, two totally different kinds of agents. How do they actually fit together? This is where we get to the absolute core insight of the whole model, the agent factory.
Listen up, because this is the most important part of this whole explainer. General agents don't compete with custom agents. They build them. One is the factory that produces the other. Let's make this super concrete with an example. Say you're building a customer support bot. For the first couple of weeks, you use a general agent to just explore. You learn that, hey, 80% of the questions are just about orders and returns. Okay, great. In week 3, you take that crystallized understanding and you write up the actual specs. Then, from week 4 onwards, you build a specialized custom agent that can handle 1,000 of those order questions a day, reliably and cheaply. See? The incubator gives birth to the specialist.
So, it all comes down to this, knowing which stage you're in, because getting this wrong is probably one of the biggest reasons AI projects fail.
This table really lays it all out beautifully. Just look at the contrast. The purpose of the incubator: exploration. For the specialist, execution.
Your role goes from director to builder. And check out the cost. This is a big one. The incubator is expensive per task because it's doing all this heavy-duty creative thinking. That's why your prototype might be racking up a huge cloud bill. But the specialist is optimized for volume, so it becomes super cheap and profitable when you scale up.
And this chart really drives the point home, especially when you think about scale. The custom agent, your specialist, is way faster, way cheaper per use, and a whole lot more reliable. And that right there is exactly why you can't just stick a general-purpose agent in production and hope for the best when you have a ton of users.
Understanding your stage helps you dodge some really common bullets. We call these anti-patterns. First, there's premature specialization. That's when you try to build the final product before you even understand the problem. Then there's perpetual incubation. You get stuck exploring forever and never actually ship anything. And maybe the worst one is skipping incubation altogether. That's basically like trying to build a house with no blueprints. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
So I want to leave you with this one question to think about. If your AI project feels stuck, if it's slow or unpredictable or just not working, ask yourself, am I in the wrong stage? Am I trying to use an exploration tool for a production job? Or am I trying to build a production system without ever exploring the problem first? Because understanding your stage isn't just some abstract theory, it's the map that shows you how to get unstuck and actually move forward.